I am against the estate tax. I do think that is kind of bullshit.
No, but goddamn, did you hit it? They've blatantly said, unless you are leaving like over amount of millions of dollars, that it doesn't affect you. Well, goddamn, if you're leaving millions of dollars, pay a little fucking tax.
But you did pay taxes on it. That's why it bothers me.
Well, goddamn, and you're gone. And and probably your kids are going to turn out to be a bunch of rich entitled fucks. So they'll do just fine with 72 million instead of 77 million or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm against double taxation. So
or how about this? How about if you die and you're leaving more than $10 million, then you don't, to your family, then you don't have to pay any taxes at all if you leave $9 million to your family and $1 million to charity, and not just some bullshit charity like Save Goddamn Gladiolas, but like charity like feed some hungry kids or work on fucking St. Jude's Children's Hospital or whatever the fuck. Then you don't have to pay any taxes.
I think donating to charity is a great thing. Hey, I just donated the Boland's charity not too long ago.
Oh,
but no, my point with the estate tax is if you know, and again, I understand it only affects a very small percentage, but it's still the idea of it. I think rich people need to pay more to help this country run properly. But with that said, I think if you make $10, let's use that as the number, and you get taxed on that income, and now you have $7.50 or $7. When you die, it shouldn't be, okay, we're going to tax that $7 a second time. See, that's where it bothers me, is the whole double taxation idea.
Well, but once again, I don't mind that for people who are talking about tens of millions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars or, God forbid, $1 billion or whatever. For the average person, for the vast majority of people, no, they shouldn't have to pay anything. But when you got that much fucking money, what would you do with $1 billion? How could you possibly allocate $1 billion if you're a 30-year-old guy and you've got $1 billion and you think you're going to live another 50 years? How the fuck could you possibly ever spend it all on any reasonable anything?
I'd probably start by buying an island, maybe a couple of islands, maybe setting up a different wife on each island, and then a jet or a motorboat to go from island to island and live these multiple lives at the same time. You know, space travel is coming soon.
I guarantee you didn't go through $60 million right there. You could have done all that for both.
I've got a plan to blow through another 750 right now. I would start a wrestling promotion.
Oh, Jesus.
See, there's the rest of my $1 billion.
No, we, you know what we ought to do? We ought to open this to the cult of Cornette now. How would you spend if you had $1 billion, how the fuck would you spend it and actually be able to spend that much money? How could you avoid just by the fact that it's not possible for any human being to need that much for their own fucking purposes? How would you spend $1 billion? I don't think anybody can on anything. I mean, you can't just come out and say, well, I'll buy $100 million estates or whatever the fuck. No, how would a human being need $1 billion or reasonably be able to spend in their lifetime $1 billion?
A modern take on the plot of the film Brewster's Millions, starring Richard Pryor and John Candy.